your own damn fault.
That's because I never.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's show. I'm your host, Angela Rose. Needless to say, we are not joined by Doug because he's at work on the railroad again. I'm joined by my lovely co host, Darren, who's not dead,
Hi, people.
and our resident VTuber, Kaya Tianu.
Hello.
And
I'll take a cookie, sir. Please and thank you.
No one steal my cookies. My cookies.
Oh man, and I even asked politely.
And hello, John. Hello, Ross. How are you guys today?
Hello, boys. Can I call them boys at this point, considering we see them every week?
Unless one of them pipes up that they're offended, yes.
All right. Hello, gentlemen. So nice of y'all to join us yet again.
So I was actually scrolling through mindless scrolling at one point, and I noticed that they're remaking another really old anime that's due out later this year. And
how old are we talking? Are we talking 90s, 80s?
Yes,
2000s?
we're talking early to middle 90s, if I remember correctly. Now
are you talking about the Magical Girl one?
Yes.
The old. Oh, yep. I can't wait for that.
Yeah. I had the page up with the announcement and it refreshed on me, so now I gotta find it again. It's an old magical girl. Let's see.
It's like way bad. Like it's old to the point where I was still in high school.
And my husband was saying he couldn't find it when it was out and wanted to watch it. And
Ross says, is it lyrical Nanaha?
No, I'm trying to find.
I was listening to the OP earlier, so I could probably.
You have to remember the amount they're probably pushing out.
And hello. You got some new faces in the chat.
Yay!
So many.
Let's see, Leon Hayes.
We had an agreement.
At Zero XP and Jake Picard, J1U. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Tell somebody.
Well, welcome to the show.
Yeah, and you know what? What was that anime we were talking about this morning?
Magic Knight Ray Earth.
Magical Knight Ray Earth?
Yes.
Okay, even I know what that is, and I haven't even seen it, but I've heard so many tales about it.
But it's getting something.
She'll know. She'll understand it, but she won't.
It's getting remade later this year, and it looks like it's going to be a fantastic thing. And Ross is already starting with the Disney sidetracking.
Of course, because Disney owns rights to anime nowadays, so I guess we technically have to talk about Disney as well.
He's talking about, and to be fair, it's a Disney animated movie he brings up. The original director of the 1990s Lion King movie passed away. And going back to actual anime, and actually I think this one might have been on Disney or Hulu, which is owned by Disney, close enough. If I remember correctly, Medalist Season 2 starts next week, and it's getting a movie in 2027. And wow, we've got a lot of people in chat tonight. Wait, what? I'm not accustomed to this. Hi, Nate's Gaming Turtle.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to say, lots of new faces.
Yeah. Though I think we've seen Nate's Gaming Turtle once or twice before, maybe. But on that note, is anyone actually caught up on anime they're watching for this season?
I got a couple.
I think I'm caught up on most, and I did finish Spy Family over the weekend.
So, I have to ask, how did he do?
What do you mean?
How did Lloyd do?
Lloyd, that was hilarious. Just all of it in entirety was hilarious, and though I maintain the bus was the best arc.
You know, I've said it before and I'll still say it again. Nightfall is growing on me.
Yeah, I don't know if I like her.
Come on, you gotta give the girl some kind of credit. Especially after this last arc.
Yeah. But yeah, no. It was good. It was fun. Definitely needed more Anya at the end.
Waku waku.
But the whole I will say the bit where they showed Bond's feelings was hilarious. And from the chat, oh God, Ross continuing to make me feel my age. 35th anniversary of Beauty and the Beast. A Disney animated movie I saw in a movie theater. Yeah, Digimon. We started Digimon Beat Break. So far, so good.
Still need to watch that.
Well, we it got backlogged for a variety of reasons, but we started it. We started watching it, I think, Friday. So we're only one episode in, but so far, so good.
I think I started watching Trigun, Sentenced to Be a Hero, and Jack of All Trades, Party of None.
Jack of All Trades has been interesting.
Yeah.
Jack of All Trades is so good.
It's been very interesting.
I love it. I think so far that's getting my favorite of the season.
I have to say, it took a well-known trope and it's expanding on it on different horizons, and
yep.
I like it.
I am loving that one. Sentenced to Be a Hero, I would so far it is the best of the ones on my list.
I think I was gonna start that one here soon.
It's very dark.
Yep.
And John Knight's agreeing and says, I watched Sentenced to Be a Hero episode 1 dub and it was like a 10 out of 10. Oh yeah, it is easily the best one we are watching, though like I said, I think Jack of All Trades is my favorite.
Mm-hmm. And of course, Frieren has been dethroned on my anime list as the #1 anime, and it has been dethroned by season 2 of Frieren.
I'm gonna argue that doesn't count, and it's Frieren.
Well, I have to say, Frieren, I think, had a score of like 9.2. Season 2 so far has a score of 9.34. And only one episode's dropped.
So then what you do is you count the series as one and you take the average. But, whatever.
Well, if we were to do that for a lot of shows, they would lose their standings fast. Gintama, JoJo. Let's see. One Piece with all their seasons.
Wait,
Well,
One
actually,
Piece,
take that
wait.
back. They haven't had seasons.
I was gonna say One Piece is ongoing.
I know.
And
but it's one of the few that doesn't have seasons.
okay.
But will soon.
From Ross, Riddle time. If Watch Game yesterday, if horse continues to break a bone multiple times in their life, when they're an adult, can it heal better or stay broken after surgery?
Watch Game yesterday.
The
they broke about.
The answer.
After surgery.
I think the answer is. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think the answer is surgery would have to fix it, but surgery would only do so much if it's been broken too many times. Because technically I've never broken a bone. I have bruised bones many times over. That's just martial arts.
I came real close to cracking my ribs. I may have had a stress fracture last year on my foot. And then I may have came close to cracking my ribs last year after I pinned myself between a skid steer and a tree. But since then, my back has not hurt.
No, I just have a lot of stupid. A lot of. Oh.
Excuse me.
He's referencing the fact that he's referencing the football game from yesterday.
I don't follow football.
One of my teams lost in overtime yesterday. The other, in a comedy of errors, won big time today. But 4 interceptions in the first half, a total of almost 10 turnovers total by both teams. It was chaos.
Now.
And the last game is going on right now for this weekend. And it's tied at halftime. But I could ramble about sports for quite some time. I have, I think, at various points, but
well, while we're on the subject of the Bronco, Uma Musume actually made the local news in Denver regarding 2 cosplayers dressing up as 2 members or 2 characters from Uma Musume and supporting the Broncos. The fact that it made the news is impressive. Like, the weebs are starting to work their way into normie society in a big way, and I love it.
In a very big way.
Yeah. Someone said that the NFL actually interviewed them too.
Oh, really?
I think. I'd have to dig further onto that, but if the NFL interviewed him, that right there says something. Because we already had the Holo Live with the Dodgers.
Yep.
So what's next? Uma Musume with the NFL?
I am attempting to find a picture and failing.
Well, you got World of Warcraft in the NFL too right now.
Yep, there were some World of Warcraft orcs over at Foxborough during the Patriots game for the Horde.
I have to say, go ahead and if you find it, put it on screen.
That's what I was going to do, but I gave up on finding it. Yeah, and it is definitively winter. John Knight saying he got rain and snow today. Yeah, it was supposed to snow here. We got no accumulation. Sad.
I got
Yep.
all rain down here. To put it in perspective, Florida and Georgia got more snow than we did.
And we got diddly squat. And I'm disappointed by this because you'd think in New England we'd get snow.
Nah, just rain for you.
I mean, it
Rain
was actively snowing, but still, nothing on the ground.
Yeah.
But hey,
It's snowing right now, but it's not that much.
yeah, and by the time I wake up, it'll be gone.
It has cleared out here, and temperatures are slowly slipping into the 20s.
Hey, this ain't only like 3 to 4 inches where I am.
Yeah, 3 to 5 here, allegedly here, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's gonna be enough a dusting.
Yep.
And wait a minute, it's colder, Darren. It's colder where you are than it is here.
Well, you know what's funny? They said it was colder in Florida than it was in Anchorage, Alaska earlier today.
Because according
wow.
according to my phone, now plus or minus like a little bit of plus or minus for variance, but my phone says it's currently 31 degrees here in Massachusetts.
It is currently 34 degrees, 33 degrees here, but the temperatures are set to dip into the 20s in the next couple hours.
Only the 20s? That's nothing. That's beach weather.
And if you look at the screenshot I just sent, that is my forecast for the rest of the week. And if you look at Saturday, I don't have a wintry mix thing. I have an actual snowflake, which is rare.
Yep.
That's beach weather.
Yep. That said,
yes.
According to my phone, hourly temperatures, it's gonna stay at 30 into the overnight, go into the upper 20s, and just be cold tomorrow. And then we've got highs in the 30s. Our lows go into the single digits, which is normal for January.
Yep.
Us going into the teens and 20s is about normal, but getting much lower than that, not so much.
There was one of the years in college when I moved back home and transferred, the high for the month of January was 10 degrees.
Now, what was the real feel throughout the month? 0 or negatives?
I think it was all I don't remember if there was actual negatives with the wind chill. I'm sure there was. And let's get off this weather and skip ahead because Ross in the chat has had enough of our shenanigans. I'm switching back to anime because this might be a shocker, but he's skipping a romance anime this summer. Yeah, that is a shocker. Due to upbringing, opinion. He doesn't like smoking, so he's going to be skipping a romance duo, Smoking Behind Supermark.
Yeah, I saw that.
Giga made a thing about this, and to my understanding, that is not a romance anime. It's literally just two adults. chilling behind the gas station or the convenience market.
So is it more of a slice of life?
Yes. To my understanding, if I remember what I watched about it from Giga correctly, it's more of a slice of life than a romance.
Because at times they go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sometimes.
and Ross says it's being labeled as a romance. Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes labels can be misleading.
Yeah, like School Days. The labels were very misleading until the last 2 episodes.
You know what? I've never seen School Days. I've heard enough about School Days to know that I don't want to see School Days.
No, because you probably want to strangle the main character.
That is true about a lot of media I consume. Heck, there were episodes of My Hero where I wanted to strangle Deku.
Oh, that's every episode for me.
No, he got better. Like
I'm
my
trying to think of a single character from My Hero I actually respected throughout the whole thing.
Bakugo probably.
Nope. Wanted to strangle him too.
Oh yes. Yeah, romance. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes all I can say is sometimes labels can be misleading.
Yep.
And John says Todoroki. To piggyback on our good character from My Hero and
Um,
but yeah. I think this. Wait a minute.
what are we waiting a minute on? What
It
happened?
just dawned on me that granted Doug's not here, but there's a show we all are watching. But there's multiple shows we're all watching and agreeing on. That almost never happens.
I know, right? And I've got several I haven't even said yet.
Ditto.
Let's see, what all we got here? I've also got in my pocket this season Chain Soldier Season 2, which I think only Doug watched. You and I are polar opposites. They managed to do in the first episode what normally takes 12 episodes plus to do. So props to them for that. Let's see. Next one is, of course, Jack of All Trades, followed by there was a cute girl in the Heroes Party, so I tried confessing to her.
Okay.
That's been cute so far.
That one we haven't started yet. I'm not sure that we will.
It's fun.
Will I absolutely? Is it worth me actually starting, or is it cringy enough where I will just get annoyed in one episode?
It's cringy-ish, but at the same time, it's cute. So, and the guy's very respectable. So, I'd give it at least one episode.
I might check it out. At least give it a 1 or 2 episode deal.
Yeah.
Never hurts.
Mm-hmm. And then next one is Tune Into the Midnight Heart. Because I screwed up the radio show from the other season. Oops.
I am. Let's see. We've got in the order my anime list has put them in. Legend of the Phoenix, which we watched one episode. We got Scum of the Brave, which is another fun one. Trigun, one episode in. Jack of all trades, party of none. Sentenced to be a hero. And then a couple episodes into Digimon Beat Break.
You know, and then I was watching when Angela sent the link out. I was watching You Can't Be in a Rom-Com with Your Childhood Friends. So of course that's one of my shows because I mean childhood friend romance, I'm all for it. But there is one this season that looks kind of interesting based on what I've seen, and I might start. And it's one that kind of offset from everything else. Wash It All Away. It's basically an anime about a girl running a laundromat.
I know he is the character that you're supposed to.
Oh, okay. I've seen that. Okay.
Are you
What
watching that one? Or
I'm not watching it. I know of it.
Are you watching?
I'm curious to see how that goes.
Kai, are you watching? You actively watching anything that we haven't mentioned yet?
Trigun Stampede. I don't think any of you have mentioned that one yet.
I think she did. I thought you mentioned Trigun.
I did.
Oh, okay.
We watched one episode and I just kind of glossed over it. And Ross has a fun question for everybody. Answer can be real anime, real live action movie or animated movie. What format has the best soundtrack? Ooh. That's a toughie because I love a good soundtrack.
Too bad the show that had a really good soundtrack you didn't like.
You know, and Ross, you got to include video games in there as well because video games these days have some amazing scores.
Oh yeah.
Expedition 33 was amazing. The music was amazing. And while we're thinking about that, Ross says he's watching Polar, Invisible Man, Midnight Heart, Waiting for Soldier Season 2 dub because that's how we started it, Fire Force and Taman's B-side, and Digimon. See, Ross, I could literally do my favorite soundtrack from everything that you listed there. Because some live action movies just have some amazing soundtracks. Same with animated movies. I mean, let's be real, Disney kind of started that with the, I'm gonna say 80s, because I think Little Mermaid was 1989. And those, like, that run of Disney movies has some amazing soundtracks. And there are some anime that I've actually disliked or thought were very mid that had fantastic music. And that's actually something I talked about on another podcast when we were discussing when we were doing a conversation about Anime Boston, because a couple years back we had press passes for Anime Boston and all of the, like there were almost zero voice actor guests. It was all musical guests, which for some people just didn't bother doing any of the press interviews as a result, because that's not what the content they wanted for their channel. Whereas Doug and I did them because, hey, we talk about everything and anything pertaining to anime, and that includes music. And Ross is saying he's going animated movie. I'm the only one here who's seen the movie. I'm saying cats don't dance. I don't know that movie at all, Ross.
Likewise.
If I had to... See, now I just don't know. There's so many fantastic soundtracks.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one, and it's just like, because I know most of the music from 14 I love, from the Primals.
I mean, Final Fantasy as a whole just is known for some amazing music.
Anything from Spoken.
Anything
he's just incredible.
Yeah. I actually was playing the soundtrack in my car the other day. I was playing the soundtrack to Expedition 33. That was just some really, really good stuff. But I have not experienced a Final Fantasy game with a bad soundtrack. And like Darren mentioned, I will actually even say I didn't enjoy Call of the Night, but the music was amazing, and I put Creepy Nut songs on my anime playlist as a result. And Ross says if I were to choose a live action movie, it would be Space Jam. Can't argue that.
Yeah, Your Name had a good soundtrack too.
So I've heard.
It did.
As far as live action movies go, I'd probably actually have to go with something along the lines of Greatest Showman. Animated movie's a toss-up. Because a lot of the 90s Disney movies just had some amazing soundtracks. And anime, just so much good music in anime. And John Knight saying Dress Up Darling. Yeah, that I mean, the intros for Apothecary Diaries were fantastic as well. Just so much good music. Thank you for making me think, Ross. And I'm actually being serious. I genuinely enjoy the thought-provoking random questions.
Make us use our brains.
Wait, we have brains? Why are we doing this show?
Sometimes we do that. Sometimes we do, in fact, have them. Sometimes we come up with crazy things. And Darren went mute, but
oh no.
when I was going to ask him a question. And then Ross is going old school for favorite anime soundtrack. Oh my goddess. I watched
Oh,
that a very
yes.
long time ago.
It had a very good. Even the remake was good.
They remade that when?
Well, they did it like years ago, but you have the original one. Then you had a remake, kind of a retelling, but it went more, I think, towards the manga.
I have no idea. I only
Yeah.
watched. I watched one. I watched one.
Yeah, there's three. There's like three different series. There's like Mini Goddesses, which is a spin-off.
Never found that.
I have that on DVD.
And then he says for video game Lollipop Chainsaw. Yeah, I can't argue that. But I was gonna poke at Darren about whether or not he was gonna about coming up here for Anki.
Yes, that's on the table. And sorry, boss lady just called me. Um, Kids are getting retarded. I said it. They stole a napkin dispenser out of the dining room.
Oh my god!
So now I have to watch video.
I can't even.
So glad I don't have to deal with things like that anymore.
Same.
Yeah, you see, that's why I like working for myself. For the fact of if anything happens, guess whose fault it is 99% of the time?
Yours.
Exactly. Every now and then it's the customer's fault, but 99% of the time it is my fault.
And according to John Knight, today is Winnie the Pooh Day.
It's because it's Milne's 100th birthday, or no, it's been 100 years since Winnie the Pooh was introduced. It came
Wow.
out, yeah,
Yep.
Just
and
wow.
it's kind of scary because was it last year or 2 years ago that Winnie the Pooh entered the public domain?
I want to say it was 2 years ago, but it was recently. I know that.
Mm-hmm. And some artists couldn't wait and did some stuff. And
Yup.
by that I mean not the route everybody's thinking. They went the horror route with Winnie the Pooh and just went crazy. They turned him into a very scary bear.
Yep.
So, Angel, was it the Oh My Goddess or Ah My Goddess series you've watched? Because that's the difference. Oh My Goddess is the OVA. Then Ah My Goddess is the remake.
I watched a series, not a movie.
Yeah, so Oh My Goddess has 5 episodes, and then it had a movie, which was a continuation of those 5 episodes. So if you watch the series, it's probably Ah My Goddess, which was the remake.
It was a series that started with a guy calling and like a goddess showing up, and then her sisters showed up, and
yeah, both of them start the same way. But was it like in 2000?
When I finally watched it, it was probably 2000. It was between 2007 and 2010, and
Yeah,
it was old at that point.
Maybe it was Oh My Goddess, because Oh My Goddess is 5 episodes long.
No idea. I think it was more than 5 episodes, but it was on a DVD.
Yeah, because Ah My Goddess had 2 seasons, and it started in 2000. Oh My Goddess was from the 90s.
Then it was probably the 2 season, and we watched.
Okay, it was a remake.
That sound. I didn't know it was a remake. I don't think my friend knew it was a remake, but it was on DVDs, and
A lot of people don't know that. It's weird.
this was, like I said, middle 2000s when we were watching it.
Okay. Yeah, so you watched the remake. I have the original on DVD and the remake on DVD. And the whole thing of mini goddesses, which is very hard to find now on DVD.
Yeah, especially considering they're like stopping, they're not producing physical media as much.
Yep. Which is sad.
Yep. Yes, yes, it is. So echoing what other content creators have been stating, like, seriously, buy physical media so that they keep making it.
Yes.
Please.
Like, I don't, I have a bookcase full of books, but outside of that, I don't buy as much physical media, largely because space. And now Ross is sidetracking us again. Apparently Snoop Dogg is doing a horror movie. What's the title, Ross?
Yeah.
And then the follow-up question, is Martha Stewart involved? Because that friendship is just so hilarious. Okay, it's a horror comedy called Hood of Horror. And it's already been dubbed as the craziest scary movie. And wait, what? Just oh no, this is old. Never mind, that's an old thing. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm Ross. Why? Why are you sending me down these rabbit holes?
Because we need to start ignoring him.
I can't not read the comments. We know this. You know what? Whatever. I do not have enough space. And for the first I don't know, guys. What do we got?
Ow. Someone threw
Ow.
something at me.
Ow.
Yeah, Kristara threw something at me. Trying to steal my cookies again.
No, no one. So is anyone doing any events at any conventions anytime soon?
Just PAX. I'll be at PAX, which I still might be out of work at that point too. I don't know.
Are you get like short-term disability nonsense?
Workman's comp.
Oh.
Did that get
Oh, it's all cleared and everything. I'm getting paid. It's just
Oh, good.
if once physical therapy clears me, I'll be fine. I'm just waiting. Once I get better enough where I can actually lift stuff and move, they'll clear me enough I can go back to work.
Yeah, no, I've heard and I have enough anecdotal stories about workman's comp, so good you got it all approved and you're actually getting paid, and because that can be a nightmare.
Yep.
I have gotten workman's comp twice, and that's only because my dumbass. Oh wait, I take it back. I only had to do it once because my dumbass decided to try to clean the fryer, and the thing fell out of my hand and splashed the fryer and splashed my face. And I'm sure you remember those pictures.
Yup.
Kaya does not because they not around for it. But basically, it's a miracle I still have my eyes.
No, I've done dumb things involving trying to clean out a fryer, but
Those days are behind you.
yes.
Well, before too long, those days will be behind me.
As they should be. And legit, when you do, I shall raise a glass with a celebratory drink because you should have been done there a long time ago.
I'll take brownies or a cake or something you come up with as well.
Absolutely.
I'll be bringing cookies to Anki.
Okay. I have to say, you gonna switch it up, or what kind are we bringing?
Well, we're gonna make some Italian cookies.
Give me a cookie of choice, and I'll make some as well, because home. And Ross says in 2 weeks he's got Anime Fest, 6 guests that he's planning on meeting. The voice actor for Bakugo, Senko, Agumon from Digimon, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Dark Magician Girl voice actors.
Nice.
That's awesome. Let us know how that goes. And whoever besides Ross has seen Tiger and Bunny the Ice Girl?
Tiger and Bunny is not old, but
I feel like that's one Doug has talked about. I could be mixing that up with something else.
No, you'd be correct.
But that is not one I have watched.
Likewise. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I have that up here.
Okay, thank you.
I have too much stuff on my desk. So apparently on a recent I didn't watch it, but apparently on a recent episode of Trash Taste they were talking about the differences in conventions between like pre-COVID and nowadays. And we've all been to conventions both pre and post COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And I would conventions are not the same as they were back in the good old days, as it were. I use the term loosely.
Well, I'll say this, and conventions have opened up more to the normies and other fandoms versus what it used to be back in the day. So it's not as niche. So I don't know. There's like the sense of camaraderie is kind of on the lower side just because you have a much wider net of people that show up. And in those smaller confined conventions, you have like everyone. I don't know. It's like everyone gets more references in a smaller convention than a larger convention.
Yep.
I will agree. Like I don't.
Also, no, keep going because I'm gonna take us down a completely different rabbit hole.
Fair. I'm also going down a rabbit hole.
Oh
Even
God.
well, no, even before COVID, there were some conventions that really were fairly all encompassing per se. Like Kineticon was never just an anime convention; it was
Yep.
always and like there was anime space, there was video game space, there was it had multiple niche things, but with enough overlap where the references weren't lost.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the feeling that Animazement was kind of like that as well.
Yep.
But the point stands that yes, a lot of anime conventions have opened up to other fandoms per se.
My other problem with anime conventions, and this is just my opinion, the anime companies in the States are not as involved as they used to be. Like, you used to see, like, every convention you'd go to, at least one of the big guys would be there. One of them would be Crunchyroll, Funimation would be here, Sentai Filmworks was here, Aniplex was here, and ever since Sony bought them out, you don't see them at conventions like you used to. Like, they go to the big ones, they don't really come to the smaller ones anymore.
I've noticed that. Like even Genion, like old school, I remember them going to conventions when they were around.
I will agree. However, I would hardly say that's a direct result. Like, I would argue that the cause was not pandemic related, but that is just a direct result of Sony being the parent company now.
Yep.
It is, but I feel that COVID might have had or pandemic might have had something to do with forcing everyone away from physical media to more online services, which kind of accelerated the purchase of the companies. I mean, because also think about it. Ever since Right Stuff was bought out by Crunchyroll, the store is gone to. I'm gonna just say it. In comparison to Right Stuff, Crunchyroll store can't touch what Right Stuff had going.
I can agree with that.
I can't say one way or the other because I never purchased for a very long time. I avoided purchasing stuff online, period, end of story. And also I just didn't buy a lot of merch.
Well, I'll say this: when it came to anything Blu-ray related, Right Stuff was the company to go through. Like, they literally had just about anything you could think of because they had partnerships with where they bought stuff from multiple companies versus Crunchyroll only sells what Crunchyroll has access to.
It's hard to really find a store that sells everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Even Amazon, you can't trust all the time.
No.
No, about to say it's become like eBay was like.
And then you've got stores like Newbury Comics, but
Like, if you want to find stuff, you're almost better off trying to find a local anime store nowadays, and even those are few and far between.
yep.
Like there's still, I think, Rob's Anime Store, I think, still around.
There's one. There's one in Boston. Actually, Anime-Zaka still exists, but it is definitely not the store it used to be 5-10 years ago. And then question for you, Darren from Ross. If you've seen the anime, but question for when Darren.
Which anime are you talking about?
Drunk Dark Elf Girl returns this summer with Green Ponta and Cursed Skeleton.
Don't know who. Drunk. Wait, what? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't either. I'm reading it as he typed it. And the question is, what are your thoughts on Ariane in the show?
No comment. Don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. Ross, I got nothing. And can we believe it's been 10 years since formerly Funimation made a smiling face logo with purple on it? And that's from John Knight.
Can you believe that it's been longer than that since they changed their slogan, which was the best they ever had? You should be watching. Funimation Entertainment. You should be watching.
Yep.
I miss the old days.
I will say.
I know, right?
Watching when we watched Digimon, I will say the Toei animation logo with the cat that was disturbing. I'd forgotten about that.
Yep. Oh yeah, they don't really show it when they dub it over, right? They get rid of that.
I don't know. We watched it on Crunchy. We happen to watch it subbed, but the Toei animation logo is at the start. And Ross says, I'm sorry, I made it into a riddle. Not my intention. My mind just raced to type what I'm thinking. He's talking about Skeleton Knight in Another World. I
never watched. I think that was a Doug show.
I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah, I think it was.
I have to say, because I watched Overlord, not Skeleton Knight.
And honestly, if it has In Another World in the title, there's a non-zero chance Doug's the only one of us that's watched it.
Mm-hmm. And there's a very good chance you haven't touched it with a 10-foot pole.
That is true for about 90% of them.
Exactly.
For the record, there is in fact a that has been a thing for quite some time where I do not like isekai. I do not like isekai as a genre. I'm tired of it. But there's every now and again there's a really, really good one.
Well, at least you seem to be enjoying a lot of the adventurer ones lately, or fantasy ones.
I love fantasy. Like, that is my favorite genre in books. I dislike when they overdo the tropes to the point of stupidity. But I digress.
Yep.
But back to conventions. Honestly, I've noticed a slight downtick in vendors since COVID, and I think it's just because I don't know if it's pandemic related or everything since pandemic has just gotten so much more expensive across the board.
Well, you got to think too. The tariffs cause a lot of issues as well with people getting stock, because once they ran out, it's still hard to get stock.
I think
I haven't been to a convention since those really kicked in, so I have no comment on that since I haven't been to one since.
Because I talked to a few vendors at AAC, and that's what basically they were telling me. It's just they have enough stock for probably 3 or 4 more conventions, but it's just they can get stuff, but not in the bulk they were getting it in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, honestly, I think it's a little of all of the above. And I do believe that you're right. The tariffs will affect things, are starting to affect things, and will affect things going forward. Just like, for example, I buy skincare products from a website based out of South Korea. And when I went looking to see about getting some new moisturizer, they're not shipping to the US right now because tariffs.
Yep.
Fair.
Let's see. With I've been ordering through Ami a little bit lately. They had to restructure their entire shipping system there for a minute, but they have since resumed shipping to the United States.
Yeah.
Well, you got the ECMS they were doing. You can, I believe now they have the other shipping, but it's expensive.
They've got 3 different options, and ECMS is the longer option, but I don't care, so I've been picking ECMS.
Yeah, it's cheaper because you can now do DHL, but the issue is DHL is like 3 to 4 times the cost of the CMS.
Yep.
And then you got
Granted, you'll get it in 3 days, but
and then you got Japan Post.
Well, that's still, I believe, is still they haven't.
I think they resumed it because I'm pretty sure I saw that as an option the other day. Because they just shipped out 2 figures I had on pre-order.
No, bringing this back. I mean, circling this back. I don't. For PAX specifically, since 2020, there's definitely been a lot fewer of the big vendors and a lot fewer international vendors. Sony hasn't been there since very few large vendors have been there since 2020. There's been a few here and there, but and the vendor area was a lot fewer vendors in the same amount of space, making it for more spread out a bit. And yet there's still capped lines and ridiculous crowds, but
it'll be interesting to see what comes this year. Because I know one of my friends isn't even going this year because of last year. It's like there's nothing there, and I'm like,
well, they're increasing the tabletop stuff at the expense of the video game stuff, which for some people that's a huge perk. For others,
Right.
that's why bother spending the insane amount of money? Because
Which I like. I like the board gaming section. Like, I started last year. I started going there and playing stuff.
Yeah, no, and last year, at one point I was literally running role-playing game one shots at PAX because that was one thing, and then I started enforcing, and honestly, when I'm not enforcing, I'll wander on the expo floor, but the video game stuff is not nearly what it used to be, and maybe it's because I've gotten older, but
No, I think
there's
that could be some of it because it is definitely with me. I'm not playing everything I used to.
same. And why bother waiting 4 hours in line for a 2-minute demo of something I'm definitely going to buy or definitely not going to buy anyway?
Yep. That's why last year I started just going around like the board gaming and just seeing stuff there, playing some card games and stuff like that.
Yeah, for me, it was more of a wander around with my friends.
Yep.
And I feel like
Because I wonder if we'll get something from Final Fantasy 14, but I'm not sure. That's the thing. Because when is FanFest?
I don't know when FanFest is. That said,
Your time.
yeah, it's not me this time. That said, if I hear anything regarding Final Fantasy at PAX, I will let you know. Because we typically get, as enforcers, especially when husband is one of the theater enforcers, we get schedules ahead of time.
Yeah, it's in April. I doubt they would announce anything.
I don't know. But yeah, no. And also my anime convention experience pre-COVID versus post-COVID, Anime Boston feels like it's getting smaller as well.
See, a lot of my friends that go tell me not to go anymore because it's too crowded. That's what I get all the time.
I didn't go last year because it was the same weekend as Anime-Zing, and I went to visit Darren and did that last year instead. The year before, Doug and I did press, and oh my god, it was way too crowded in some spots, but also it felt like there was a lot less to do.
Yeah, because I know one of my friends, because they're into the Idol stuff, they couldn't even get into the Idol Fest because it wrapped around, went upstairs. That's how many people were waiting to go in that.
And
Jesus.
And they 2 years ago, they mishandled the line for Kaho's panel, and there was a bunch of people that were, because of how they snaked the line. People that were near the back of the line got in, and people that were closer to the front didn't.
Oh, I see. Yep, I know what they did. That's something you want to try not to do, is snake the line in a way that you get to the entrance at the very beginning of the line, because
it was bad. We were pressed, so we got in.
Yep.
But there were some very unhappy people.
Oh, I would have been unhappy. But when you get that big and have that many people, and you live off volunteers, so how much training do some people have?
Yep.
It's gonna happen.
Hello, Neko the Gloom. Hey, new people. Wow. And they say, I know Anime Expo had long lines, but conventions in their area, lines were not that bad. And you know, and let's go back to a thought distraction. One of the memes going around right now is comparing 2016 to now. You know, that whole 10 years thing.
Yep.
And Ross says, since John brought up that 2016 was 10 years ago, I say the worst anime that year was an anime called Schwarz's Marken Traumatizing. I've never heard of this anime, Ross, so I can't tell you. And I don't remember. Schwarz's Marken.
I remember.
I don't either.
I never watched it, but I know who it is.
I never saw it.
Same. But let's see if nope, I started apparently tracking.
I should use the anime list, and I never did.
It took me like 2 to 3 hours to do mine when I first did it, and that was back in 2016 when I'd barely seen 100 anime.
Let me put it this way. I went through at one point, or I started actively tracking recently. By that I mean like 2022. So putting stuff in from way back when, it's like when I remember I do that, but yeah. I mean,
because me being OCD, I would just do everything at once. I'd probably spend like 8 hours.
Well, that's exactly it. I'd have to. I mean, hell, that could be a show in and of itself where I show you my screen, I go through my anime list.
Yeah.
Genre by genre, what have I seen? But
I can't even remember everything I've seen.
That I'm also in that boat. Because there are shows where I definitely watched a few episodes and then said, nope, I'm done with this. We've done that. Although I think the most recent one I did that with was last year with Honey Lemon Soda. It was disappointing. I wanted it to be really good and it just wasn't. But you know what? On that note, let's pose that. Let's toss that back to chat. What's the most recent anime you were super excited for and then ended up not, and then ended up with DNF?
Devil is a Part-Timer. I need to go back and finish it though, but Devil is a Part-Timer waited way too long to bring up another season.
Never actually watched.
But I'm glad it happened though, because it opened the door for so many others to get new seasons. I mean, we have shows that are 10 plus years old getting new seasons, so more power to them.
Yep.
And it all kind of started, if you think about it. And Dragon Ball kind of did it with Dragon Ball Z Kai. And then the first non-mainstream anime to do it, I think, was Fruits Basket with their remake.
Oh, I remember that remake.
Same.
They had like a special showing, I think, in Boston for like the first 3 episodes when that came out.
And that's another thing they don't do anymore. Unless it's at like the really big conventions, they don't really do like premieres anymore.
I distinctly remember Anime Boston. One year they did the season. I want to say it was either season 2 or season 3 of Attack on Titan. They premiered the episode.
Yep.
And I believe it was the dub, because one of my friends who mostly does dubs was so excited, like he spent a long time in line to watch it, but was so excited to watch it. And when he got out, he came back and was telling us all about it. But and Neko says, to answer my question, Gachikuta, I haven't had the energy to finish it because of all the other animes I want to finish. I don't.
I know of that one.
And John Knight
It's
says,
fairly recent.
to Kaya, I didn't know you had a My Anime List.
I do. I have the account made, but I just never actually did anything with it.
You can actually follow. For anyone interested, if you wish to follow me on My Anime List and watch like my current watchings, you'll get that. But my completed is probably nowhere near accurate because I added things as I remembered them and not, all at once. Because I can't be bothered to take the time to do that.
Yep.
Majishua. Sorry. That was a famous thing from the Love Roof franchise. She would always go. Wait, was it that or was it the Data Live franchise where she would always going around saying that's so lame? That was like her only line in the whole series. Might have been Data Live. Ross, help me here. Was it Data Live or was it To Love Rue? I'm feeling it was Data Live for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I still gotta figure out a way to get those figures to y'all.
Bring them to Anki.
I'm trying not to make y'all wait that long, but okay.
That'd probably be your best bet, is to wait for Anki.
Y'all are driving this time so you can carry stuff, right?
I live here, so yes.
I am not. I am driving there. I have like hotel room because I don't want to drive home.
I'm not gonna bother with hotel room. I do not have the.
Actually, I rented 2 hotel rooms by mistake. One by mistake. I'm just gonna keep it.
I was gonna say what? Why don't?
Because I was gonna do one for like Darren, Doug, and then one for me, and one of my friends might come too.
Worst case, my plan was just to drive up and down, but worst case, oh no, I crashed with one of you guys.
Right.
And curl up in a corner in a pile of blankets.
Okay, I'll throw a couple of pillows on you too. What girl do you want?
Oh God. What girl?
Don't I at least get a pretty boy?
I don't have any. Look, the only boy I ever bought was for I forget who it was, but I got her it was Sebastian from Black Butler, of course. But no, I don't have any boy Dakimakura. That'd be weird.
Yes, I know. I'm giving you a hard time.
I know.
And
I'm rolling with the punches because guess what? It's a valid question considering I'm trying to give you a girl.
Neko the Gloom shares a week late, but Madoka Magica recently celebrated 15th year of it being released. And
supposedly the new movie should be coming out.
Of course, more despair.
And then Neko the Glue Ross says, "Give me the character line, please."
That's so lame, Ross. That's literally the line. That's the girl's line in the entire series, not just the season, the freaking series.
Ross, I have no idea who Grell is.
Black Butler.
I've never seen.
It's the red haired looking demon that often gets mistaken as a female.
I've never seen Black Butler. And Ross confirms you were correct and it stayed alive.
Okay, I couldn't remember because there's also a trio friend group in To Love Brew that says some stuff, so that's why I couldn't remember.
And Neko the Gloom says, sharing a story, I rented a motel for a con since it was in my budget and it was a 3-minute walk from there to the convention center. You know, that kind of begs the question. Now, for some cons I drive because because it's a under 20-minute drive and there's nothing like sleeping in your own bed, even if it's only for 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But for other conventions, it's all about the hotel room and being as close as possible to the convention center.
I have never been to a convention where I've had to stay the night in a hotel or one of my friends' houses closer to the convention center. I've always driven because, unfortunately, I've been kind of confined to the Raleigh Convention Center for pretty much all of my conventions.
Okay.
But I've done a lot of traveling for conventions over the years, not so much. Trip to North Carolina notwithstanding, these days I don't. These days it's typically my big travel convention is PAX Unplugged in Philly. But for Greater Boston, it's a split. For Boston area conventions, it's a split. For PAX, we drive. We get to the convention center ungodly early. We leave at midnight. We go home. We get up ungodly early. We do it again 4 days in a row. For Anime Boston, usually a week or two later, we do hotel.
I can, like, the area where AB is, it's kind of hard to drive into even early in the morning.
I've done it. But then again, my family thinks I'm crazy because I have zero qualms about driving in and out of Boston.
Yep.
And my family thinks I'm nuts, but you know.
Well, my family, I take that back. I don't associate with my family that much outside of my mom, but they think I'm nuts for other reasons.
Well, you know, it is what it is. And someday, maybe, I will be able to cosplay as Maple.
There you go.
That was a conversation we had, was me bugging husband about whether or not Maple's armor and shield could be 3D printed.
I have to say, if you cosplay as Maple, then he's got to cosplay as Syrup. And if anyone asks who he is, just say he's either Vettel or Syrup.
But
you can't have Maple without maple syrup.
I was hoping you'd have a little bit more commentary on that one, Kaya, for the simple fact of both Vettel and Syrup are turtles.
But no, we've been the 3D printer is he's been doing a lot with the 3D printer, and you can't see it in the corner now because of how my camera's angled. But it's in that back corner of this room. But I know
things are amazing.
Yes, I know he did make a Final Fantasy 14 something for one of our friends. I think a mask for my friend's character.
ASEAN mask?
I don't know. I just remember it was for he made a mask for a specific friend in Final Fantasy 14 Shrug. Was the answer I got when I asked where it was from. And Ross is typing out something. I've had this question for days and never got an answer from anyone, so I'm going to try you guys. Over the years, there have been made-up job companies and comedy sketches. If you could bring Ross, and he must still be typing the rest of that. If you could bring one comedy sketch job to the real-world job company, what would it be? His example is Rob Schneider's Jiffy sketch from Saturday Night Live. And I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't watch normal regular TV anymore.
Outside of
if I watch something, there's a very good chance, if it's not a game show, it's from the 80s or the 70s or the 60s.
And I stream everything, so outside of sports. So, and you changed your things. Now you have the sleeping mask on your head.
Yep. EP.
Sleepy.
EP time.
We have 30 minutes.
Yep. Yes, we do.
I don't know where the time go.
And down completely random rabbit holes.
Yep. Conventions, everything.
Well, this was Random Chat 2026, so.
Exactly. But now,
so Andrew, what do you think with AAC going back to its roots, back to the old beginnings?
I am cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I can't remember why they left there. Was it because of the new owners, I believe?
Are we talking Nashua or Manchester?
Manchester.
The answer is the hotel was getting renoed, and therefore they had to move for the year of renos. And then once the renos were complete, the hotel said, "Nope, we don't want you."
Oh, okay. So that's what happened.
At least that's the short version of what I heard from people.
Yeah, because I heard they had like kind of new owners and they didn't like the convention there, so they told them they couldn't come back. That's what I heard.
That there is probably some truth to that. I mean, the hotels in that area were also trying to they were trying to avoid cosplayers cost problems.
Yep.
Let's face it. That was
I think that was a year that there were a lot of problems, if I remember correctly.
All I have to say to that is Homestuck. Because a lot of the Homestuck cosplayers did not know how to seal their body paint correctly.
Oh, God.
And that caused a lot of problems. The other thing, and this is not, and the other thing that I heard, the hotels were trying to focus more on like formal events and corporate events like weddings and other things, because those actually make the hotel money.
Yep.
Whereas anime conventions don't.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
It's when
I can see why, but it is surprising.
It's yes and no. The anime convention the average age of the anime convention attendee is significantly lower.
Yep.
And therefore
less money.
and
Sometimes.
therefore less money, and they cram more people into a room, so less rooms are booked.
Yep.
Well,
But
to be fair, if you got to get a convention, the hotels around it will still sell out within minutes, or still book within minutes of them going live. Because just about every Anime-Zing, all the reservations are booked within 20 minutes. So when they go live, you got to be fast.
AAC usually you don't have that issue. I've never had that issue.
the
It
only
also
time
might be due to the lack of hotels around the convention center here, but like I said, the two big ones is of course the one attached to the convention center, and then of course the one across the street through the underground tunnel, which is the Marriott.
I think this might get into North versus South.
Yep.
Because Anime Boston, yes, that happens occasionally, but there's also a ton. There's the three big ones, and then there's like a ton in that area.
Right. I see the Sheraton probably goes first.
It's a toss up whether it's the Sheraton or the Marriott.
Yeah.
The Westin is the more expensive one, and then you got the Hilton across the street, and then you got all the other smaller ones in that general area. And then PAX Seaport is getting so built up that now there's just a ton of.
Oh yeah.
It used to just be if you didn't get the Westin, you were screwed.
There's so many options now.
They're all expensive.
Yeah.
Which is why we don't bother. And also because we work the convention, we don't party, and therefore we see no need to spend the money on a Seaport hotel when we're literally a less than 20-minute drive away.
Yeah, I'm like a 45 to an hour. So it's like I've been doing it for a few years, but I usually get like a friend or two. We get like a double room on the hotel across the street.
Yeah. And then for Manchester, when AAC was still in New Hampshire, there was a cheap hotel down the street.
Yeah, I think I stood at that one. It's like a loafer. It's the one behind the Market Basket, pretty much.
I want to say it was an Econo Lodge.
Because they had a couple.
But that was a thing. There's the convention hotel, and then there's usually a couple other hotels, even going down to like the even going down to like Magfest, or which is the same hotel that and Convention Center that Katsucon uses. That's one. There's other hotels in the area. It's just you gotta walk. And some people are not willing to do that walk, especially not in January. But that said, Ross is switching us back to anime now. He says, just to be sure, I'm the only one watching Invisible Man and his soon-to-be wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
He recommends it as it has a calm vibe if you need an anime like that. Ross, I will take a look at that, because that might be because we're watching a lot of adventure-y anime right now with and we usually have one that we call a palate cleanser. Typically a super chill, usually slice of life kind of one that's not super serious. And we don't have one of those this season. Because when you got stuff like Jack of all trades and Sentenced to be a Hero, which are both amazing, you kind of need a little like something lighter as well. I don't know about you guys, but
Oh yeah, you always gotta have that fun ones throughout the season.
like Darren, you watch a lot of romance, so I'm surprised you're actually watching both of those.
Well, I like a good fantasy too. I'd like a good Banished from the Heroes Party type show. Remember, I believe it was me and Doug harping on you to watch Banished from the Heroes Party when it first became a theme.
Yeah.
And on top of that, that one turned out to be a good romance.
And I ended up starting that one in English as opposed to my standard subtitles because at the time we were meeting Aaron Campbell and Doug insisted on showing me like two extreme ends of his work.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the shows I absolutely loved, the other I hated, and he knew I was going to, he purposely chose it because he knew I wasn't going to like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember what show it was.
I forget.
And John Knight is sharing in the chat with more. This year is the 10th anniversary of David Bowie passing away.
Wow, it's been that
Wow.
long already.
Yeah.
Where did
Wow.
the time go?
Right out the window. And Ross says, I will warn it's a sci-fi slice of life calm romance world. Ross, I love a good sci-fi.
You still need to watch Steins Gate.
It's on the list. The never-ending list.
Hands down the greatest sci-fi I've ever watched.
I've never watched the anime, but I played the game.
Really?
Yeah, I played the game, so I know the story. I never watched the anime.
I need to go back and watch Steins Gate Zero. I watched the original Steins Gate. I just forgot to watch Zero.
When it was out, I meant to watch it and then just got distracted by all the things and never did. And well, there's that.
Kurisu, Hoing, Kyoma, and Mayuri. And then I forget the other guy, and I forget the trap.
Oh crap. It might be. Out of curiosity, isn't this the 10-year anniversary where people were falling in manhole sewers while starting out Pokemon Go?
Has it been that long since Pokemon Go released?
It might be.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
I
had to quit playing Pokemon Go within the first couple of months just because my phone at the time didn't have enough memory.
I played it obsessively for a little while when it first came out, stopped playing, and then started working on a college campus and started playing again because my team was a bunch of like 20-somethings, and they're like, and one of them, like the most normie of the kids, she's like, okay, you're a gamer. Do you play Pokemon Go? Because I need people to trade with. And I hadn't played in years. So these kids were basically like surprised by what I had and what I didn't have.
Oh, wow.
And
by
then
the way,
and it was just hilarious.
by the way, which one did you pick in the beginning? Did you pick Mystic Valor or Instinct?
Whatever the yellow one was.
Instinct.
And why did I pick?
I picked Valor.
To be fair, I picked that because that's the one my husband picked, and we lived like within easy access to a gym, so we would literally walk down the street together. And when I didn't feel like fighting him for it.
Is that still a thing when you try to start Pokemon Go? Are you still picking a team nowadays or not really?
No
Anybody
idea.
know that?
I haven't touched the game in several years. And Ross looked it up. It is 10 years. Holy one-liner.
Well, I maintain this. Pokemon Go did more to fight childhood obesity in a single day than an entire administration did in 8 years. And the funny part is that it's true.
Wow.
Yep. And Ross ever with the rabbit holes. On the dumb horror side of things, there's a Betty Boop horror movie coming out.
Betty is how old now? The 30s?
Betty Boop either is public domain or coming really darn close to hitting public domain.
Betty should be public domain. Should be old enough.
That I'm not 100% sure.
But it's
you know what? I'm going to look.
That's way old.
Exactly, about to say, I can't remember what's older, her or Popeye.
You know what? Betty Boop is now public domain.
Yeah.
And how old is it?
The original dog-eared version of Betty Boop entered so 1930 it looks like.
Okay. Now, how old is Popeye?
Popeye the Sailor
And the
Man.
answer, a lot of Betty Boop, depending on the most of Betty Boop is public domain, but there are works that are not yet. But will be soon. Popeye comic strips came out, started December 1919.
Oh, wow. So he's even older than Betty. But yes, the Popeye first appeared in Thimble Theater comic strips in December of 1919. There you go. Yeah, a lot of that old classic stuff is hitting public domain, which means things like a Betty Boop horror movie can be made. What in the heck? But why?
Or a video game. Like they did with the Mickey Mouse thing. Tom Boot, whatever they call that.
Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, Steamboat Willie.
I mean, granted, Mickey Mouse was already in video games before that.
Oh, just Disney games. They had to be careful.
Kingdom Hearts.
Disney allowed it.
I know.
Wasn't Pooh in the Kingdom Hearts franchise?
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot of Kingdom Hearts was weird and has a weird fandom.
Yep. The whole story is like weird. If you like, you got to watch these lore videos and try just to understand it. There's so many games, and then some games you can't even play because they only release in Japan. And doesn't tell you the whole story.
And
So you got to
then
watch
some
lore
are,
videos to understand it.
and then there's mobile games.
Yep.
What the heck?
Anti-logic or game logic or you know what? Never mind. Some things are just better left unexplained.
Logic? You think there's logic in video games?
No logic.
Yes and no.
And Ross says, I've only played a few, so that how I'd know about Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, because Final Fantasy was in Kingdom Hearts too.
Yep, because Orin was in Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
And we had this argument because an acquaintance of ours was in charge of running the Kingdom Hearts photo shoot and harassed, and because it was a good friend of ours, bugged husband who was cosplaying Orin to show up, please. Which made me laugh hysterically.
Yeah, because there's supposed to be a new Kingdom Hearts, but we haven't heard anything else from it. Got teased a few years ago, but nothing's come from it.
Wait, after 3?
Yeah. There was a whole nother one they were working on.
Yeah, I don't know.
You never know anymore because all these games go into development for like 8-10 years.
All right. Best Kingdom Hearts character, Sora or Roxas, in your opinion?
I'll go Roxas.
For the sake of argument, and I know I'm, you know what, I'm gonna say Sora because sheer devil's advocate, because that's the one I remember watching. Darren, thoughts? Caring?
I got nothing.
I don't think Darren's played it or.
I don't think so either, but I'm poking at him.
I haven't played a lot.
Poking at him to make sure he's still not dead.
Well, I'm alive. I'm just saying I've never played any of that. Like I said, I have never been a gamer. The closest thing I've played on any system in the past 10 years is any Pokemon game and some Mario games. Other than that, that's literally it.
I play a lot of gacha. I need to stop playing gacha. Been playing Wuwa, and I might have spent some money, made some on very bad financial decisions, but
Gotcha games are not my jam. Never actually played Genshin Impact.
Yeah, because it's cost you like at least $200 to pull one character.
And that is that. I could go into a lengthy ramble about how much I hate gotcha games and microtransactions and freemium stuff, and I could ramble at great length about all of that, but I won't.
Like, I just wish they would change it where you can actually just buy the character straight out instead of doing this like gotcha system, but that may never happen.
In America, that would be if you don't get lucky enough to get it in a loot box, you pay $40 and you can have it.
Yep. Which, I was hoping that would go to the gotcha games too. Force them to do that as well. But
Japan loves their lottery systems.
Yep. Lottery everything. Lottery for this, lottery for that. Oh, you want to get into this new exhibit? Lottery system.
And yet somehow, through sheer dumb luck and fat fingering an ad, on my phone, I was able to get us a pair of tickets to go see Hyde while we were in Tokyo.
Nice.
Because this is the Hyde shirt from when he was at the Middle East. Because we got to see him in Boston. And my husband and I do not share a lot of music in common. We just like different things. Whatever. And whenever I go to concerts, I will always ask him if he wants to come with. He always says, or 99% of the time, he says, no, go have fun. Take someone who will enjoy it. Japanese, a lot of Japan music is where we tend to agree. And we had talked about trying to do a Japanese concert while we were there. And then when I accidentally opened the ad to buy Hyde tickets, I texted him with, hey, so Hyde's going to be in Tokyo while we're there. Should I get tickets to the concert? And for a pair of tickets to go see Hyde in Tokyo was less than I think we spent at the Middle East.
Oh, wow. Well, conversion's even better now. It's like, it's getting really,
it's getting
really scary at this point.
It's getting ridiculous, but we spent combined about with the conversion about $150 on merch. But I got 2 shirts and he got a shirt and a pair of shorts.
That's not bad.
Considering here tour shirts run 50 to 60 now.
60, yeah. You would think here you'd spend like 200 plus. I know at Miko Expo, just to get like 4 shirts. Ow. People throwing stuff at me again. Get like 4 shirts and my wall scrolls and all that. I spent like $400.
Yeah.
Hi, Aurora.
But yeah, no, it's like just like the concert experience in Japan was very different from the concert experience here for the same artist.
Yep. I've always wanted to like experience that because I've heard it's different. It's not like here at all.
And Ross says, before time's up, something I want to learn. Somehow I keep seeing these ghost stories out of context clips and they're speaking the wrong language scene. And at the end, the character says he can read barricade. What does barricade mean?
Read barricade.
Ross, I've never seen ghost stories.
Yeah, I've seen ghost stories. I have no idea what you're talking about. I need context.
Same.
I know ghost story can be pretty unhinged on their jokes and can offend people, but
you could never make a ghost stories today.
No, you'd get canceled in 5 seconds.
What are you doing to me? All right. Ross, I don't know. If you can find the clip.
I'm going to have to look up the clip, see if I can find it at some point. Just,
yeah,
I have no idea what that would mean. Even like, I know what a barricade is, but I don't know what, it's like new slang for kids again.
It's when he's reading a map and says, oh, it's in Japanese, but he speaks Chinese. And then he says, luckily I can read barricades. Scene.
I don't remember that. I need to rewatch Ghost Stories. Ghost Story watch party in Discord.
Not tonight, but sure. Maybe tomorrow?
Oh, we can do it. I'm available all the time.
Honestly, if you do it during my work day, I could be in and out because depending on the machines. Ross, we're trying to understand because we're not sure either. Barricade.
Oh, Aurora just looked it up. It's a joke because he is reading a sign at a barricade.
Okay, in this instance, barricade is the literal like concrete wall.
Yeah,
like,
that's what Aurora is saying. I'm gonna have to look it up, but that's the way she's saying it. So
apparently, it's a joke. Ross, barricade is exactly what you think. It's the literal barricade, but that's the joke. I don't know.
he can't read the signs, but he knows what a barricade looks like. Oh, I know it's okay. I know what scene. Okay, yeah. He can't. It's basically a joke. Like you don't know what it's like. You can't read the sign, but you can understand it means barricade. That's the joke. I know what scene. Okay, he's talking about now.
John says, anyone off for Martin Luther King Day tomorrow?
Oh, I'm off for the next like month or so.
Yeah, I'm off tomorrow. Yay.
I know my brother has to work. A few people I know, like everybody in my old job has to work.
My husband, I think, would have to work if he wasn't on PFML. Because he's still... he tried going back to work, and that was bad. So doctors extended his medical leave.
Yeah, that's the thing with me is like I want to get into PT, but I don't want to go back till I'm 100% sure because you don't want to re-injure yourself. Like you might think you're fine, and this happened.
Yeah.
I hurt myself before the same way, and I went back too early. You think you're fine, but once you start doing stuff again, you can just re-injure the area.
Yeah.
It's very easy to do so.
Yep. And with a broken arm.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No, he tried to go back to work doing basically doctor said, yeah, no, we'll extend it till the 27th. And Kaya has disappeared.
Yeah, it takes a while to load. Oh, hi.
Oh, new.
Yeah, the customizable one. There's another customizable coming out this week.
And this one is not adjusted to the screen.
Nope.
But it is absolutely gorgeous, and I like the detailing on it.
This is the Prism customizable model.
And Ross says looking good. But
Aurora says big Kaya.
Yep, agreed. Big Kaya is big. And on that lovely note, I think while we don't have the noisy clocks like Doug, it is in fact that time. So be happy, be healthy, stay safe for those of you in areas where there's snow going on, and keep watching anime, and we'll see you all next week where hopefully Doug will be available to join us.
Hopefully.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.